Hello and welcome to the next level. This is our fourth episode and our second pants optional episode, as we are all now gaming from home. So thank you for joining us. First, we'll see if there's any announcements from our crew here. Nope, no announcements. Okay. So thank you very much. We will. So the offer for this week, if you recall, last week we ended off with our adventurers in front of a wall of darkness that they could not sort of penetrate and couldn't see through. And Gildy got sucked through as well, and I'll do the full recap in a second. But the offer for this week is there's lots of things on the other side of this wall, and we're hopefully going to find out about that in this episode. What do you want to be on the other side of this wall? Be as creative or fun as you like. I'll see if I can work it in, and if not, then I'll try, but we'll see. All right, so time for the recap. So several days ago, Gildy, the ranger, got the assignment to go find a merchant guard that had been lost while traveling through the Shadow Forest. She gathered a group of adventurers, sort of, to go out and go after them, and entered the Shadow Forest. They have battled demon deer and shadow ogres and strange shadow nightmares, and gotten to what I described a moment before, this sort of semi-spherical or dome-like large circle of a black wall, a wall of complete and utter darkness. Even within the already dim and shadow-laden forest, this was something that no one could see through. Dark vision didn't penetrate. And last episode, there was a little white rabbit that was noticed by the party a couple of times and went through the wall. Gildy seemed relatively certain that this was where the party needed to go, that this was where the merchant guard had ended up. And Gildy herself had reached out to touch the wall and test to see what would happen, and then just sort of got sucked in and enveloped by it. And the rest of the party was standing there, a little stunned, a little uncertain as to what to do. And that's where we're going to pick up. So we'll get to Gildy in a moment or two, but for the rest of the party, what are you doing?
Does Jacob wake up?
Oh, yes, Jacob wakes up. So Jacob had been asleep for all of the last session, but just as the moment that Gildy gets sucked into the wall, you hear this sort of snargling, coughing, sort of waking up sounds, and Jacob sort of comes to life in that same moment as well.
With head mid-back of a dragonborn staring at the axe handle.
As you were still carrying him, if you had set him down to have your discussion there, but yes, yeah.
Well, I did a nice big yawn and stretch. Oh, that was a good night's sleep.
Thanks for joining us, finally.
Weren't we in a barn? And I'm going to go out of character for a moment and say I think I might be getting some audio echo, so I'm going to try to fix that while I talk. But anyways, yes. Where are we?
Darkness and more darkness. We're in the Shadow Forest. We're pretty much in the thick of it, and we just lost Gildy.
She's dead?
I didn't say dead. I said lost.
Oh, well, your meaning of lost is a little different from mine, but that's okay.
Talan points at the big dark wall.
Jacob, how good can you see in the dark?
Yeah, that's true.
Not very well, actually.
So,
oh, wait, no. And he turns out and I've got some goggles. And snaps them on his face. One of his artifices. It's goggles of night seeing.
So just for my own purposes, I believe with those goggles, then it would be Torok and Gildy that don't have night vision.
I think I have dark vision, but
dark vision.
It goes better than that.
Yes, Torok does not.
Yeah, I think everybody else does. All right, so
Gildy does not.
Gildy and Torok. Just because that will be important. All right. Yeah, so continue.
Okay, so with those goggles, you can see now?
Yes. And
Okay.
with this, and he pulls out a big jug of beer.
You've already been pretty much dead for the past few days. Maybe you should lay off the alcohol for a bit.
What do you mean past few days?
We've been in this forest for a while now.
You've been in an unwakeable slumber.
I had some dreams, but it was just a regular night's sleep.
No, no, it was not.
Oh, well then.
It was like a wake.
I have been carrying you for 3 days.
Oh, thanks, friend. I appreciate that. Not leaving me to slumber, but I feel fine.
We
Kinda
had to
checks
leave
himself
all
out.
your gold behind
Had to leave what?
for weight. All your gold behind. It was too heavy.
Now I know you're jesting.
Talan,
And he quickly checks his pockets just to make sure everything
That's
is
right, yeah. Talan looks over. Yes.
Talan, question for you. Would you be willing to test a theory? And I conjure a 3-foot-long staff and hand it to you. Would you be willing to poke the darkness with that staff?
I guess.
Talan kind of looks
Yeah.
at it. He shrugs. Thinks about the fact that it's guilty. And takes the staff. And he kind of just takes a breath. And just puts it in like just a few inches at the head of the staff.
All right. So I need you to make a strength saving throw.
All right. Good luck. Thanks. All right, strength +2. 1d20 +2 equals 9.
All right.
Hey,
Well, no, what that pretty much means is you are unable to hold on to the staff. The staff gets
Oh.
sucked out of your hand, and what happens to it if it gets more than X feet away from you? Does it disappear?
Nope.
Dissipate? Nope.
It's still there. I can just conjure a new one and it will disappear when I conjure a new one.
Yep. So
Okay.
it is gone.
I take a really close look. Like I observe very carefully what occurs when there's the interaction of my item and the darkness.
Yep.
Anything?
Give me a perception check.
Perception or investigation?
Sure. I'll let a investigation go.
Yeah.
While we're doing that, Jacob, give me your start of session roll because I forgot about that previously.
Oh, right, that was intelligence?
Yep. Ooh.
Nice. Total of 21.
Oh, that was yours? All right.
Yep.
And there's
Mine's not as good.
I didn't look at the names. I just saw like the +6 roll. I'm like, wow, Jacob was really, really smart. And then I'm like, oh, that was D's roll.
so what's the bonus on the 3?
3 + 3 is 6.
3 + 3 is 6.
All right. I'm not. Oh, I should go here. There we go. Now I can actually see the rolls. So 6 total. All right. That is good. That is good. And I'm just going to go back down to here and back to there. All right. So yes, what you notice, Leon, as you're sort of observing the staff, what happened with it, there definitely seems to be some interaction with this wall whereby it essentially grabs and sort of pulls whatever comes in contact with it. And it seems to be sort of, there's attempt to, there can be an attempt to resist it, but as far as you've seen so far, no one has succeeded.
Okay. But it doesn't look like the item gets damaged at all. It just gets pulled in.
Correct.
So does it get slowly digested once it's inside?
You don't know.
Well, but it doesn't look like it takes any damage. So I think we should just follow in after Gildy.
Okay. And
We
then
have
figure out how to
rope.
get back out once we're in there?
Well, see, there are theories about this being connected to the Shadowfell, and I'm curious about whether this is perhaps a portal to the Shadowfell.
Does anybody have rope?
Not enough.
I think I have rope.
All right.
I have 50 feet of rope.
How are you
And-
carrying that?
My rope?
Yeah.
In my backpack.
I guess you are
I've
strong
adventured-
enough.
Backpack.
I also have 50 feet of rope. So between the two of ours, let us tie the rope together, tie it to a tree, and
Yeah.
then hope for the best.
Okay.
All right.
Are you going to try and tie it to all of you or just one of you?
I think Torok or Talan may be the strongest ones to be the anchor.
I think we
and
should
by-
send.
We had this discussion. Tor is by far the strongest, and I think, is it now or in one more level, Leon will be the second
No,
strongest.
I could be if
Could
I
be,
chose to raise my strength.
There's you. There are a bunch of us. Yes.
No, I mean, what Torok's thinking of it, tie it to Torok. Torok will
That's what I'm
go
thinking too.
either try to pull Gildy with, or you can come down the rope to follow.
Actually, what I'm thinking, Torok, instead is I'm lighter weight. You should be the anchor out here to help pull me back out if things go south. And I'll shake the rope in a certain way, like say 3 times pretty solidly separately if I find Gildy and you need to pull us back out right away.
I don't like you going into danger without me, but that seems
Screw it, just do it.
reasonable.
How,
right.
How far away is the closest tree?
Oh, there are trees all around. You're pretty much like clumped together with trees in between you talking.
I just don't trust a tree to pull me back. I trust Torok to pull me back.
There's a minor 2, maybe 3 foot semi-clear area, like just in front of the dome. But yeah.
So what we could do then is we could tie the rope together, so we have 100 feet, and then we could do 1 foot knots, so we have something to grab onto, which would make it that much easier for us to all come out. Tie it to a tree, and then we could all come out, and you could ride on Torok, and then it would be his strength pulling you out.
We could do that. Let's do it quickly though, because we need to get after Gildy.
All right. So you get to setting that up. You're tying the knots in the rope, tying the ropes together, tying it to a tree. While that is happening, Gildy, you got sucked through this weird dark wall.
Sure did.
Are now in a place of complete and utter darkness. You sort of, you can feel around a little bit, like just it's still sort of ground underneath you. You can't see anything. I don't know how freaked out your character would get about that, but given you're semi-used to the Shadow Forest, maybe you're okay. Feeling behind you, you can sort of feel that there's a wall there. And then sort of feeling around you, there's just sort of nothing. Maybe you brush across like a small sapling or something with one of your hands, but that is all you've encountered so far. What would you like to do?
Well, I certainly find this a little bit concerning. I'm not like totally freaked out, but I'm not very happy about it. So I'm going to turn around to face the wall that I felt behind me that I just came through, and I'm gonna knock on it, and I'm gonna yell, and I'm gonna just be yelling like, "Hey, can you hear me?" back to the party.
All right. You knock on it. It does seem much more solid on this side. On the other side, it seems sort of like it had a bit of a give and you were sort of able to stick your hand into it and poke it, and that's what got you pulled in. This feels like it's like stone wall. You're knocking on it and it's not giving at all. You're yelling and you don't hear anything from the other side. You do hear something from behind you. You don't necessarily understand the voices, but there do seem to be voices that sort of pipe up as soon as you start yelling.
Okay. I go into my bag and I don't really have any good light stuff, but I have a torch. I'm going to try lighting a torch.
All right. It's a little difficult in the dark, but you're used to working in the dark. It just takes a little bit longer. Tools and torches. Torch. Bright light 20 feet and dim light for an additional 20 feet. Okay. You get it lit, and what you see is going to no, I have to go down here to reveal areas. So about 20 feet. Yeah, about like that. You see some trees around you.
Mm-hmm.
And just about that time, oh no, I have to go back over here. There is a something coming into view. Oh, you can actually see another sort of 15 feet of dim light, so I will expand this radius a little bit more.
I thought it was going to be a staff that went like flying past her.
No, there is a staff on the ground next to you, assuming Leon hasn't recalled that yet.
Does it glow, or is it just not?
Yeah, it's dim light within 5 feet.
Yeah. All right. So there is some dim light that pops in just about the time that you've got your torch lit. Another 20 feet in this direction. We'll also go to about there. There we go. That's roughly sort of an area. You can see this weird humanoid, you're not quite sure of race. You actually have encountered somebody like this before. In all of your work with the Shadow Forest, you've come across this strange, they're not necessarily disfigured, but they're sort of, they're human-esque. If they had potentially other racial features, you're not quite sure, but they sort of shriveled in on themselves, very emaciated, and just sort of have this withered and hard look to them. The one you found was probably sort of already on its deathbed and dying.
The previous one I found, not this one.
Yes, yeah, the previous one you found, and you were sort of unable to resuscitate it. This one looks not healthy, but definitely fully alive, and is stalking towards you with a sword drawn. It's sort of a weird curved, well, not too weird. You would recognize it sort of a scimitar-like sword. And it seems to be babbling at you in some language that, well, what language do you understand?
I understand a lot of languages. Celestial, Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, Giant, Gnomish, Halfling, Primordial.
Right. Nope, you do not understand this language.
Okay. So I see it coming towards me with its sword drawn. I draw my sword, but I'm not really intending to go attack it yet. And I'm going to try speaking like a bunch of different languages at it, just generally being like, can you understand me? Can you talk?
Right.
Well, I know I can talk. Can you speak this language? Can you speak this language?
Yeah. Probably the only one where it sort of seems like it cocks its head a little bit, like it might understand, is Primordial.
Okay. So then I see it do that when I'm speaking in Primordial. So I'm going to try continuing to speak in Primordial and say like, uh, there's no need to be afraid. I am just a traveler. I don't mean you any harm. I'm looking for some people who came through here.
You get about part of the way through that, and you get interrupted as he just looks like he's going to try and either attack you or grab you as he gets close enough. And for the sake of ease of use, roll initiative.
Nah. Oh.
Oh.
All right, that is a total of 15.
All right. You react sort of first before he's able to grab you. What would you like to do?
Well, I've got my short sword drawn, so I am going to slash at it with my sword. That's a +5. Nice.
Bam.
Natural 20 for a total of 25.
Yep. You hit.
Oh, surprise.
Roll damage twice.
Yes.
Nice. Maybe we should just let Gildy finish them off.
Oh, yeah. As long as she keeps rolling like that, no problem.
So 6 and 5 for 11.
All right. You sort of hack at it and like this, big, you're not necessarily the big person, but sort of this wide swing that just sort of cuts it from, hip to shoulder, and it just reels with this sort of clipped cry, falls back, and is...
I forgot one thing. Sorry for interrupting. Because of Dread Ambusher, if I take the attack action, you can make one additional weapon attack that deals an extra 1d8 of damage of the weapon's damage type on hit. I think I've been missing that. So I'm going to roll some more damage, or is it not worth it?
Well, you get an extra attack, but yes, it is not worth it at this point because you just killed it.
Oh, okay. I do feel a little bit bad about killing it, but it was coming at me with its sword and was not really responding, so...
Yes.
Murderer.
All right. I'd like to, you said that this one was a little bit different from anyone I had previously seen.
Well, he's pretty much, this race, if you can call it that, is very different from anything you've seen before, but you have seen someone that was very much like this.
Okay. I don't know. I'd like to take a closer look, see if it had anything on it, or
all right. You
if
have
I can learn anything.
High passive perception. So as you're sort of kneeling down to take a look at this guy, you do catch another one that sort of walks into your light. And at that point, it sort of gets in and sort of sees you between the few big trees that are out here, gets maybe a little bit closer. And he starts just shouting and yelling. You get the feeling that he's probably calling out to others.
Okay. I am going to... I think I want to try to intimidate it and scare it off. So I'm going to like take my sword and like kind of brandish it at him. And I'm going to, speaking primordial seemed to maybe kind of be understood by the last one. So I'm going to say in primordial, I did this to your friend in one slash. If you don't want any trouble, like I don't want any trouble here, so just back off.
All right. All right. Strange look. Like he's trying really hard to understand what you're saying. Seems to get a bit of the sense of you're waving a sword around, and backs off a little bit because there's a dead friend of his right there. But yeah, just More yelling, more yelling. And we'll pause there with you. So the rest of you are hearing nothing.
Mhm.
You have got your rope all set. Are you actually tying it to people, or just sort of tying it so that you can bring it with you and then sort of pull yourself back through once you're on the other side?
I would like a strong person to. I'd like a strong person to pull on it to pull us back in, but having it tied to a tree as well is good
Turok
backup.
will be the last person to go in, probably then.
Yeah.
Well, no, but I'm more saying, like, I know you've got it to a tied it to a tree outside.
Yeah.
Are you going to tie it to yourself when you go inside?
Yeah,
My
so one end on
suggestion
Mint,
idea-
one end on a tree, and from the tree, on the tree, there's like Torok, Talan, whoever. I mean, Mint is tied, and Mint is gonna go in the.
All right. All right.
At some point while they're all tying the rope, because I would not be involved in that,
Yep.
I take out a piece of paper and I write down, "Dearest Gildy, fear not, help is on the way," and I roll it up and I use Mage Hand to like pass the Mage Hand with this note through the darkness.
That's
I'm
actually
about to go
smart.
in. I could just take it
Gildy.
with me.
All right.
Well,
So
no, this is while they're tying up the rope, preparing.
Yep. Gildy, you finish your threat. There's a person yelling at you, and sort of very peripherally out of the corner of your eye, you see this sort of something move through the wall and fall to the ground
Okay.
to join the staff that is not far away.
Yes. I kind of look over at it, but I'm trying not to like
Take your eye off the.
yeah, exactly. So I kind of back up and I feel around for whatever it is on the ground behind me.
Yeah, you get it. You get there's like a piece of parchment or paper or something. Yep.
Okay. I pick it up and I look at it and I read it.
Yep.
And I'm relieved, but I also roll my eyes a little bit. And I just shoved it in my pocket.
All right. And about that point, unless those on the outside are going to do anything special, Mint will probably hit the wall. So, Mint, you make contact with the wall. Are you going to try to resist it?
No, because
All
I know
right.
Gildy's on the other side. So
All right. Then, yeah, there's this weird sensation of it just sort of enveloping you and sort of pushing you out. And you come out, popping up sort of next to Gildy. There's a torch that's going. There's a slightly glowing rod on the ground. There's a dead creature that is one of the most sort of horrible, disfigured, recognizable sort of humanoid things you've ever seen. That is dead on the ground next to Gildy, and there's a couple trees between you and another one that you can kind of sort of see, but it's definitely making a lot of noise somewhere off in that direction.
okay. So Gildy, do you want to go back through the wall the way I just came, or do you want to keep going forward in here?
Well, I'm pretty sure the wall is solid on this side.
Yes. What happened to the rope?
Yes.
I'm still attached to it.
No. So what sort of both sides see. So on the other side of the wall, on the outside, the rope just seems to keep getting pulled and pulled and pulled and pulled until it's taut. And on your side, on the inside, you see the rope just sort of piling through until it's sort of stuck and then dropping down to the ground.
Okay. That I'm still not worried because I haven't seen Torok or Talan or any of the others yet. But yeah,
Can
I figure
Torok
that time is of the
pull
essence.
at all on it?
Yep. You can pull on it. There is no give.
It is tight. Okay, so
Is the observing Mint go through? Does she appear to take any harm as she passes through?
And while you're saying that, Tor is already moving towards the wall.
So this is I was observing as she was going through. I would be really closely observing her, observing the rope.
Yep. Sort of watching her. There wasn't any sort of shock. There wasn't a jolt. There didn't seem like it was harmful. She just sort of moved into and through the wall.
Okay. Then I would, as soon as she was through and I observed the rope go and could see that it was like boing, and it's not taking harm, then I'm walking through.
All right.
Trying to resist.
All right. So
trying to resist specifically so that make the passage as long as possible to be able to observe as much as possible about it.
And Tor's just walking straight through.
This wasn't the plan, guys. The plan.
So
Plan
what?
was if I tug on it, you pull me back, not you join me.
There was no tugging.
What are Talan and
Yeah.
So this is so people are just going inside that black
Yep.
thing, huh? Mm-hmm. So Talan.
Talan?
So Talan
What do you
and
think,
Jacob
Talan?
just look at each other, I guess.
So I have a 19 on my strength check to resist going through.
That is unsuccessful.
A 19 is that successful? All right. Well, I gave it my all. Does it hurt at all?
Nope.
All right, cool.
It's just like it's uncomfortable. It's like somebody is grabbing you and pulling you, but it doesn't really hurt. No.
Huh. Interesting.
All right. Yeah. So Talan and Jacob.
Seems like a
I
bad
guess,
idea.
I was gonna say, I just kind of like shrug, like, meh. So I'm gonna keep hold of the rope. I'm not tying it to myself.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try to use the rope and try to go, like, looking over my shoulder into the wall and try to resist as best I can.
You can make a strength saving throw.
And fail, but I'll try my. And I go.
Jacob.
So he looks around. I've been asleep for 3 days. I wake up and everyone gets sucked into a black wall. What's around me right now?
Really dark, gloomy rainforest, like thick underbrush, thick, tree trunks covered in sort of black moss and all sorts of weird little distorted saplings, and you hear in the distance what sounds like a horse or galloping of some sort.
Oh no.
It's probably very safe.
Well, I grab my jug, pop the end off, give a really big swig, pack it up, and walk through the wall.
All right. You were on the other side, even though the map doesn't really show it that way, because you're all really crowded together.
Yeah, why am I in the front?
You sort of got pushed when Talan came through.
That is unfortunate.
Yes.
So
So
when Jacob comes through, he probably sees me beating on Torok, going, "I told you to pull me back when I give you the signal. How are you supposed to do that now?"
There was no pull.
Well, you didn't even give me a chance to give you the signal yet.
I
So-
tried pulling. Nothing.
I have a feeling we're not going back out of this, whatever this is, the same way we came into it.
I'll give you
But
each
for
sort
now,
of one action before things sort of erupt into chaos. So Mint, you have been yelling at Tor. Torok, what would you like to do as your one thing?
I am, while being yelled at and giving some consideration to that, I'm also trying to look over the area and understand where I am.
All right. You're still in a forest. Actually, no, sorry. Yes. So there is light. There's the torch. There's the other thing. So you can see you're still in a forest. It looks like you're just in a different part of the forest, although this looks much more cleared in general. Like larger trees remain, but there's a lot of the underbrush has just been cleared away. The ground almost even seems to be a little bit more level. And that's pretty much what's inside this sort of black dome. Leon.
I am going to, since someone.
That was me. I pinged you out by
Okay.
accident.
I'm exploding. So I would like to examine this body of this horrifying little creature that is there.
Give me an investigation check. And maybe a constitution saving throw, because it's really not that pleasant.
So investigation is good, and then seriously, you actually want me to give you a
No,
constitution?
you're probably fine, but you do not like doing this, knowing Leon. So yeah, with the 19,
It's scientific discovery.
you can tell that this used to be an elf.
Oh, Oh, I'm okay.
This used to be an elf, but by some magic or corruption of some form, it has been turned into this horrid creature.
Okay. Then I definitely scream and jump back from the creature once I make that determination. And I'm like, we need to get out of here. We need to leave now. We need to exit. Come on, let's go.
And you hit the wall and bounce off like it's a stone wall.
Well, yeah. So I'm going and I'm definitely like, next
Yep.
I'm going to be examining the wall.
Yep. Talan.
So Talon had a hold of the rope.
Yep.
His intention would be to try to like pull himself back through, but you said the rope will just kind of like come and then drop. Is that the same thing that happens to me?
Yeah. So you sort of failed your save to get through. You know, when you turn back to the wall, it is pretty much as if it's a stone wall. You're sort of feeling around. The rope is still sort of coming out from it and going down, and you can sort of feel the rope and try and go back through where the rope was, but it's just sort of you cannot penetrate the wall.
All right. If he's got enough time, he will try to give it a punch.
Sure. Roll damage.
I think it's 1d4 probably for a punchy punch. Fine. Actions. Arm strike. 1d4 plus 3. Okay. 7 damage.
You take 2 points of damage.
Ow! Stupid wall.
You would have taken more, but you know how to punch really well, so that only minorly hurt yourself, but you were punching a wall, so yeah.
Ow.
Gildy, you have a moment. Your friends have just piled through the wall. What would you like to do?
I want to try to tell them. So I point down at the dead one, and I'm like, this one came at me and I killed it, and I point at the one that's probably still yelling. I'm like, this one I think is calling his friends. So I'd also like to kind of step forward and try to continue intimidating the living one, and just kind of gesturing to all of these people who just appeared and being like, see, I have friends too, and brandishing the sword some more at it.
All right. So yeah, you sort of accomplish that. People are sort of aware of what's going on. You brandish your sword. Jacob, what are you doing?
The D6 that I rolled a little bit earlier was me rolling for my experimental elixir. And so coming in and seeing the chaos in the dead body, I immediately quaff it. So this time it was a potion of boldness. So for the next 1 minute, I get to add D4 to every attack roll and saving throw.
Nice. All right. And yeah, so you've downed that. Okay, so at this point, all hell is breaking loose. Everybody can roll initiative.
Seven. We're back to this again.
What?
Yeah, not last. Yes.
I'm not much better.
I might as well just get the ones out of my system now.
Yep.
Yes.
Time to.
Actually, I might as well roll for them too.
Why is it I'm the first one through and yet the one to go last in this sequence?
You were so distracted by yelling at Tor that you
Tor,
didn't
that
even
makes-
notice.
Oh,
No.
okay. So 20 to 25.
No.
Wow, even Gildy.
I
Okay.
know I rolled more poorly than usual.
15 to 20.
18.
18 is Torok. Anybody else 15 to 20? No. Okay. 10 to 15.
12.
12,
11.
11. That's
That's my best
Really?
initiative so far.
and Leon. Okay. 5 to 10. 9 is Jacob.
Talon is 7.
7. Helen. And Mint.
4.
4. All right. 5 is. All right. Mint, roll a d20.
Okay, just straight up, right?
Yep.
I rolled an 8 total. Because just straight
Roll
up.
again. I also rolled an 8.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
1.
Oh no.
All right, there we go. That was just to figure out something for later. Okay, so.
Be gentle.
Oh, you're fine. You're just going last. What you see is a bunch of these weird, corrupted warriors with swords come. Oh, before we get to that, Talan,
Yes.
is your drift globe active?
No.
Thank you. So yes, you pretty much have this 20-foot and 40-foot roughly radius of bright light and then dim light. So you see these creatures come running through the wall. They move at, roughly. Once the others start joining, the one that you can see, he also runs forward. 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to sort of go that way around a tree. This guy's going to go there. This guy's going to be sort of waiting for his friends to move.
That's enough.
Yep. So like a bunch of them just sort of pile out of the darkness, adding to the one that's already there. So it looks like we have, I'm going to say 2 attacks on Talan. That is an 18 and a 21.
Yeah, those definitely both hit.
All right, and I'm going to give the one who's sort of behind a tree a disadvantage to sort of try and attack you diagonally. 14.
Haha, it does not hit.
All right, so 2 hits, and then on Gildy, that'll be 2 attacks as well. Wow. Okay, I'm assuming a 5 misses.
Yep.
And that a 23 hits.
Yep.
All right. Let's get me some D6s. Okay, so on Talan, 2 attacks. 1 for 3, 1 for 6.
9 total.
And on Gildy, 1 attack for 7 plus 3 is 10. He hit you particularly well with his scimitar. And again, what you're noticing for anybody who's sort of paying attention to these creatures is that they all sort of kind of look the same. But perhaps Leon, if you're paying attention at all, having studied the one, you're able to notice maybe like minute differences between them that would indicate to you that perhaps they were different races at one point, but now are all this just sort of, very sort of similar, corrupted, shrunken sort of race.
Okay.
Based on what we see, so some of us have dark vision, some of us don't. What is on cover of the map?
Ooh.
Does anybody see more than that?
That is an excellent point. So yes, 60-foot dark vision. Do any of you have more than 60-foot dark vision?
60.
I don't think so.
I think that's all I've got.
Yeah, so 60 feet. I will reveal out a little bit. So Talan, yes, you would. So reveal areas. So another 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Wow, okay. Is that really 60 feet? Give me a sec.
So it'll be 6 squares.
No, it would be 10 squares. If you have 60 foot.
Are these squares 5-foot squares?
Yes.
So 12
Oh yeah,
squares.
60. Yeah, you're right. Never mind.
Yeah.
I was doing 30 for some reason.
So we can actually see pretty far, but it would all be shades of gray.
Yeah. There are some tents. Some more trees. And mint, you 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yeah, so we'll go to about there. Mint and Leon, you can see people. Yeah, what you would have noticed sort of peripherally or maybe before, since you did have sort of the full dark vision in here, is like it is, even with your dark vision, it's almost like you're in dim light, because it is just, it's so dark, and there's this sort of oppressive shadow essence that's here. But these people seem different than the ones that are attacking you. You can recognize them as being a little bit more of sort of races that you recognize, but they don't look healthy at all. They look sort of a bit sort of emaciated and unwell. There's sort of some of them, like you, so they're moving back and forth. There's sort of 3 revealed here, but they're sort of consistently moving in almost like a chain. So some will come and some will go. And some of them have like almost little essences of shadow that are tendrils off of them. Some of them look almost much more like these types of creatures that you're fighting than others. And some look much more healthier, but still sort of emaciated, a little sort of shrunken, a little sort of unwell and unhealthy, pale, that sort of thing. And yeah, you can sort of see, especially sort of the Mint and Leon side of things, that when they get to sort of the edge near the outer wall of this area, you're assuming, you can't quite see what they're working with on the ground, but they sort of fall to their knees and they seem to cough out this shadow smoke essence that sort of seems to be retched up from within them and sort of flowing out into something that's on the ground before them. It does not look fun or healthy or pleasant at all.
Okay, so they're not horking out this wall. They're horking out something that they're working on the ground.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, it is Torok's turn.
Oh, well, Torok can see none of that. But he does see 3 of them lined up.
Yep.
So Torok is going to move through the 3 diagonal squares.
You can move yourself. You should be able to.
Let's see. Select mode. 1. He should be able to move to there.
Yeah, 5, 15, 20 feet. Yep.
And then he's going to breathe lightning down the line.
All right. How far does
light up the space?
Yeah. How far does your lightning go?
30 feet.
Nice.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So that will catch all of them, but 2 of them will have significant the sort of advantages on their dexterity saves because they're behind a tree, essentially.
All right. The rest, it's a dex, 13 dex.
All right. So the 3 that are out in front of the tree, 2 fail, 1 succeeds, and the 2 behind, we'll just give them advantage. 13.
Yeah.
He still fails. And he still fails. So one of them succeeded in getting out of the way. The rest did not. Roll damage.
So 1 roll for everyone or multiple rolls?
Let's make 1 roll for everyone.
Roll high.
Yes.
So 7 damage to each.
All right, and half would be 3. So this is there's 6 of them. So 7, 7, and we'll say that guy took 3, 7, 7, 7. All right. They look very hurt. They did not like that at all. Anything else? You've got about 10 more feet of movement if you wanted to go anywhere.
No, I think that's good for now.
Okay. Gildy, you're next.
Nicely done, Tor.
I'm still mad at you, Tor.
I'm not. I'm just for the record.
Well,
Yeah.
I've still got my sword out, and I need 2 hands so I can hold my torch in my other hand. So I'm going to wait. Okay, with my Dread Ambusher, I get 2 weapon attacks. So I'm going to start by attacking the one that in the grid is directly underneath me.
Yep.
Roll. And that's a 16.
That hits.
Four damage.
All right.
And then with my second attack, and it is my second attack, now that I'm reading it more closely,
Yeah.
the second one deals the extra damage.
Yeah.
So hopefully it hits.
Attacking the same one, I'm assuming.
I'm attacking, sorry, for my second attack, I would like to attack the one that is the other living one that's adjacent to me and diagonally.
Yep. I'm going to assume that misses.
That is only a 7.
Yeah.
Okay. Too bad. And I think that is... Oh, before I end my turn, I'm just going to like shout at everyone and be like, I think they speak a language. I don't know what language it is. Something similar to Primordial, maybe? If anyone knows any funky languages.
What languages do people know? We'll quickly go through that.
Common, Elvish, and Giant.
Okay.
Is that under features and
Common.
traits?
I think I'm just common and gnomish.
Yeah.
I've got Draconic and Primordial.
Okay.
It's a common and elven.
Yeah.
I think I'm just common and gnomish too.
Yeah. And Torok is common, draconic, and another one. I don't know if you wanted people to know you could speak that language or not. All right. So none of you are understanding the sort of shouts and yells that are going between these creatures. Yeah. And we come to Leon's turn.
Oh. So I'm going to investigate this wall. I just want to get out of here now.
Yep.
First you want to come in, now you want to leave.
Yeah, pretty much. That is, yes, very much. Where it's like, oh, let's study. Oh, this is horrible. We need to get out.
There are trees you could climb.
No. Oh, darn.
So 13. It is solid. It feels like a very well crafted stone wall in that, like, there's no, you can't feel any seams or anything like that. It is perfectly smooth, but it is hard as stone, hard as metal. And yeah, you just sort of are trying to, look through it. You can't see anything about it because it's sort of made of darkness, as weird as that is. But yeah, it is pretty much impenetrable, as hard as you can get. Anything else you want to know?
Okay, but it is an impenetrable solid surface.
Yeah. You have probably encountered walls of force before. This would be very similar to that.
That is terrible. That is terrible news. Other than the fact that I can walk up it, and I do so.
All right. You start walking up the wall.
Yep. Is it straight? Is it curved?
It is curved. You are essentially inside a dome.
Okay. Then I walk up so that I am basically straight above these guys.
All right.
So like wherever. Well, 30 feet, but I'm not gonna I don't know how curved it is, but I don't want to end up way over here. You can't see my cursor. I don't want to end up really far away. I want to stay kind of just above where everybody is.
So something about here-ish.
Extrovia, you can hold down your cursor to like send a ping of wherever you're pointing to.
That's true. So yeah, so I mean, if I can end up like around here, but directly above them, then
That's going to take a couple rounds to get there.
Oh, okay. So
it is quite tall. Yeah, it's a slow curve up.
It is a slow curve.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will just get myself 30 feet up there, and I
Okay.
will attempt to brace and position myself so that maybe I can pull out a bow.
Okay.
If I think that can work.
Sounds good. Did I just move that around? Yeah, that's close. Okay. All right. All right. I'll put you still sort of back somewhere up over here, but you're just going straight up the wall. All right. So yes, you pull out a bow. Are you going to try and fire? No, I suppose you're getting an item. Yep.
Yeah. And I figure my investigation of the wall would have taken my action.
Yeah. Jacob.
I'm going to break out my Rubik's Cube, cast a spell. Fairy Fire.
All right.
And a 20-foot cube, so I'm going to hit this.
Nice. All right. I will roll 4.
5.
Dexterity saves 5?
There's 5 people.
Yes, there's another guy in there. Yep.
Dexterity against 13.
13. All right. That is 2 saves and 3 failures. So I'm just going to sort of randomly pick some guys here. Oh, I could put a color on him.
Nice.
Yeah, so this guy is green, and we'll say this guy is also green.
Sweet.
All right, there you go.
So any attack against that is at advantage.
Nice. Anything else you want to do? You want to move?
I think I'm in an okay spot right now. I can see
sort of
everyone
crunched up in a corner.
Yeah.
As much as there's corners of a circle. Talan.
All right. Talan did not like being pummeled with all these people. So he's going to use a key point and do a flurry of blows to get 3 attacks in.
Nice.
He is going to start with the one immediately closest to the wall or on his rightmost.
Yep.
And first attack for 21.
That hits.
Huzzah! All right. For 6 damage.
That one goes down.
Fantastic. I am going to punch the next one to the left.
Yep.
With the next punch. And
Definitely hits.
12. Wait, what? Where did my thingy go? Oh. That's neat. My 3D die shows a 12, but the little grid thing says I rolled an 18, so we're going to go with that.
All right.
So, hooray. All right. For 6 damage.
He also dies.
Yes. I mean, yes. And I got one left, so now that other one on the diagonal that tried attacking me So
I'm going to give you the same thing he had. You have disadvantage to hit him because there's sort of a large tree sort of kind of between you two.
But that's the dude that's glowing from fairy fire.
That's true. So, disadvantage is
cancel each
canceled.
other out.
Yep, you have a straight roll.
All right. Now I'm curious what this roll is going to look like.
Oh, nice.
All right, and rolling damage.
You punch him right in his glowing face.
That's right, for only 4 damage though.
That is enough. He goes down.
He was already a little crispy.
He was, thanks to Tor.
Yep.
Talan's feeling pretty good about himself right now.
As he should.
He just punched 3 people to death.
Oops.
Yes, and unlike Leon, yeah, well, I mean, he does have a problem killing people, but not as much as Leon does.
You say that like Leon is such a bad person for not wanting to kill people.
No.
Look at the elf with a conscience.
Tor doesn't like, or Talan doesn't like killing people, but has less of a problem if they're attacking him to kill him first.
Yes. Did you want to move? There's still one that is sort of next to you, beside you.
Yes. Can I move basically the one that was with the little green dot that was on my diagonal?
Yep.
Can I do like a 5-foot step there, and that way I can flank them for Gildy?
Sure. I cannot apparently put you over top of him. There we go. We'll say when he died, he sort of fell back that way.
In the face, I punched him and he went backwards. There you go.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. So yes, now you are flanking this guy with Gildy. All right. Ooh, okay, it is their turn. Are they going to do anything? They have been hearing a lot of screaming and yelling.
And oofing.
Yep. All right. So nothing happens there. Nothing happens there. Mint,
I get to go.
you get to go.
Woohoo. So there is a dead body between me and an upright one that is next to Gildy. I don't like Gildy being ganged up on. May I move into the spot where that dead body is?
You may.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Apparently going to put you underneath him again. I'll just, again, you kick him aside as he...
I kick him and the body rolls over. Okay,
Yep.
I'm going to do 2-weapon fighting. I know that my dagger doesn't get the
Yep.
bonus when I roll, so I'll just roll to hit first. Thought I had advanced rolling up. I do. Okay, so that's for a total of 9.
That does not hit.
But he's glowing, so you have advantage.
That is also true.
Oh, okay, so hopefully I roll better this time. 14.
That does hit.
Okay, then I will roll for the rapier first, and then I will roll for the dagger.
Remember to roll to hit with the dagger.
So it's a total of 5.
Total of 5. All right.
And then I also could do second wind.
Yep.
All right.
No, not second wind heals you. I think you mean action surge.
Yes, that one, action surge. Sorry.
Yep.
Do I have action surge?
No, you haven't actually rolled to hit with your offhand yet. You rolled twice to hit with your main weapon because you had advantage.
Oh, okay. So I still have to roll for the dagger to hit?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then. I will go. So that only would have been 4 damage for the sword unless this doesn't hit. Yeah, that one
You have
didn't hit, I
advantage.
don't think.
You have
Okay.
advantage.
I have advantage still? Okay. Yay,
Yep.
fairy.
And that does hit.
17. Okay,
Yep.
so then that would have been a total of 5 for the rapier and dagger.
Both together?
Hmm?
Both together? No, I don't have that on here.
Yeah, because it was a 4 for the rapier and only a 1 for the dagger.
Oh,
'Cause
but you don't have any bonus from dexterity?
It says for 2-weapon fighting, when you make an attack action.
Right, you still get the bonus on your main weapon, just not your other weapon.
Yeah, so I don't get the bonus on my dagger.
Right.
So,
If you rolled a 1 and a 4, that's 5. You'd still get a plus your dex bonus on at least one of those.
yeah, so I got my dex bonus on the rapier.
You rolled a 1 and a 1.
Oh,
So
okay.
1 plus 3, and then a 1.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
I've just been rolling all the 1s today.
You have.
Yeah. Sorry, Minnie.
All right. And did you want to? You moved there. Did you want to move anywhere else at all?
Where on earth is this? No, I'll stay where I am.
All right. So back to the top. That is the warriors. All right. So.
Oh, it was action surge I wanted to do.
Yes,
that
if
gives
you
me
did
an
want to
opportunity. That's
yeah.
what gives me an opportunity for a second attack, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I wanted to do.
Did you still want to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
24.
That hits.
Okay. And
You can still roll again in case you get a 20.
Yeah, that's true.
all
You
right, I might as
You
well.
always have advantage.
Okay.
And
Hey, thank you. Nate.
That
makes
was
me so
literally a
happy right
D20.
Yeah.
Great.
Roll damage twice.
now. Right, so
5. And yeah, he goes down.
all righty.
nice.
And you still have your offhanded weapon.
Yes, I have. I could probably use that against the guy that's to my right.
Yeah, in front of Gildy. Yep.
Yeah, just weaken him a bit. I don't get my bonus on it, and I have to roll to hit first, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Still with advantage.
That hits.
Okay, just in case. I get
You
20.
don't have
No.
advantage on this one, so
Oh, I don't. Never mind.
no.
Okay.
But you hit with the first attack, so roll your D4 damage.
Yay. Come on, 4. 1. Not surprised.
It happens.
That was
Okay. So the warriors are going to attack. 2 of them are going to gang up on Torok. Oop. A 17 and a 19.
They'll both hit.
Both hit. And we'll say there's one. That guy's going to actually attack Mint because Mint just took down the person next to him and attacked him. So with a 20 unnatural. All right, I'm going to assume all 3 of those hit. So 2 on Torok is a total of 7 and then 3, so 10 damage. And then the one on Mint is 7 damage.
Okay.
And Torok, it is your go.
All right. Torok is going to actually... Torok's going to pull out the Warhammer. And the one that he has advantage on, he's going to take a swing at.
Torok smash.
Torok smash. Or, Torok rolled a smash.
Yeah. Why are you rolling a D8?
Obviously.
So that's your damage, assuming this hits. 23. There we go. All right.
And actually, it's a 1d10 when I'm using.
Which is what you rolled. It was a D10.
Yeah.
It would have been 8. So it would have been a 12.
12, yeah, because it's only plus 4 to damage.
Yeah.
That guy goes down. Okay. Do you want to move at all?
That would trigger an attack of opportunity, I presume.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, so no.
All right. Leon, you are above, sort of 30 feet up. You can see what's going on. The ones fighting Torok are a little bit obscured by a relatively large tree between you and them, but otherwise you can see the one that's attacking Gildy fairly easily, and you can also see, again, these sort of other people off in the distance that are moving back and forth.
Can I move to the side so that the one, so like I move more, I'm going to ping over in this direction?
Yeah.
So that I can get a clear shot at the one in front of Tor?
So the trees are represented by the little circles on the map, but because you're up, there are more branches and other weird things that are in the way. You would still pretty much have disadvantage to hit him.
Okay. Now,
actually, no, sorry, it's just cover, so he would have a +2 to his AC.
You know what? This guy has 3 guys on him. I'm going to attack the one. I'm going to move to where he has the least cover, and then I'm going to shoot the one that's fighting Tor.
Yep. Actually, if you move like here, assuming you're using like a bow or something like that, that's probably more of a line of sight. Yep. Yep.
Cool. Okay. And I can just attack normally?
Yep.
Cool.
There's still sort of some branches between you and him, but at this point, it's not significant cover. Oh.
So close. So close to being at 17, and it's like, no, 3.
So that's a miss, unfortunately. Yep.
Very much so. But at least I don't shoot Tor.
You've probably moved about 20 odd feet. Did you want to move anywhere else?
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to continue moving another 10 feet to get more of a look at what's kind of over here.
All right. So you can move your own character if you like, but I'll move you sort of just to here-ish. Now you're on a tree. So you're sort of roughly there-ish. All right. So now you have a really good view of what's going on in this area. Let me reveal the map.
Now, whether I want a good view is another question.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Yep, that's pretty darn close. And I'll reveal a little bit more down here. There we go. Yeah, so what you see is there's actually sort of 4 lines of people that seem to be moving back and forth from something in the darkness to the edge. And around the edge, there's these relatively large, like 1 foot diameter spheres of pure darkness. And these people seem to be coming to them and, you know, sort of falling to their knees and sort of retching out this shadow smoke that seems to be then absorbed and sucked into these orbs. And they get, actually, for the sake of purposes, I'll say that they're not pure darkness yet. They're sort of swirling shadows. Some are a little darker than others. And with every sort of bit of shadow they absorb, they get a little bit darker and a little bit more shadows swirling inside of them.
That sounds horrifying.
Yes, it is probably quite horrifying to see. Okay, Jacob, what would you like to do? Yep. Rock. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Yep, he goes down.
Nice.
Why did that not know? Because I'm not on the selecting tool anymore. Oh, and I'm still not on the selecting tool. No, I've selected him. There we are. All right, he goes down with a scream of sort of wretched agony. Anything else you'd like to do? You probably have a little bit of movement left. Yep, I can do that. All right. Jacob Talan.
I missed it. Did Gildy go?
Oh, no, sorry. I missed Gildy. I think I
was
might have mentioned it a
like,
couple of times.
coming up soon, isn't it? Like,
Well, as soon as Jacob went, I'm like, I thought Gildy was before Jacob.
No, you're right. Gildy, go. You're most likely going to kill this guy.
okay, well, I'm going to attack him with my short sword.
Assuming you hit, you're most likely going to kill this guy. You do have advantage.
And that's why I didn't shoot him, is because he was already dead.
Yes, exactly. My apologies for skipping Gildy.
She's little, you know.
Yes. All right, so my first roll is a 10. I have. Do I have advantage? Oh, because
Yes.
I'm being flanked.
Well, yes, the opponent is being flanked. Yep. You are flanking.
Right, I am flanking.
Yep.
Second roll is a 14.
That hits.
Cool. And
I love how this guy on one side of him has two people who are like
8
3
damage.
feet tall, and then on the other side of him, he has somebody who's 8 feet tall.
Yep.
True.
So that was 8 damage.
8 damage is enough. He goes down.
Yay!
So these guys have all been taken care of. Now, I'm going to keep initiative order for reasons that will eventually become clear. So yes, now we will skip to Talan. What would you like to do?
So I guess he's going to quickly look around and make sure there's nobody else attacking that he can see.
You still have 60 for dark vision. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So let me reveal a little bit more. Sort of where you are there and something like that. Oops, go back to the selecting tool. Yeah, so you can see 2 more of these creatures that seem to be running toward you, although they start to get close and see that there's a group of people that have mostly killed off their companions, and they are sort of yapping and going on in their language, and seem to be sort of shouting for potentially more assistance, but otherwise staying where they are. What would you like to do?
Oh, good. Let's see. So if I wanted to move 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah, that's good enough for now.
Okay. So if I can move, like that's 5, 10, 15, 20. Is that how movement we're doing movement? Like every vertical or horizontal, you can do a 5-foot diagonal. Is that?
Every second diagonal you take is 10 instead of 5.
Oh, okay. So this would be 5, 10. But then this would be like 20.
I can't see where you're pointing, so.
Oh, I thought you could see it as it moves. Oh, I'm sorry. So, okay, so this would be like, say, 5.
Yeah.
10.
Yep.
20.
Yep.
25.
Yep.
30.
Yes.
35.
Yep.
All right. I will move there.
Okay.
That way there's only one sort of on me. All right, and just to be clear, because I'm looking at, so I've moved.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, you can see a lot more. Yep.
And then I get an action.
Yes.
But it says like on my action, if I want, so do you get a movement, an action, and a bonus action? Or if you moved, you no longer have the bonus action? How does?
You always have a bonus action if there's something that allows you to take a bonus action. So your movement does not take up your bonus action.
Okay.
You
So,
essentially every round you will have movement, you will have an action, you will have a bonus action if there's something that allows you to take a bonus action.
gotcha. All right. Well, then I've moved. I will act, and then my bonus action will be I will just punch a second time.
All right. I'm going to reveal some more of this map. Just before I do that, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, I'm gonna move up a little bit. You can go ahead and roll.
Okay, see, I want to show you my screen because the 3D die says 17 this time, but now the roll says, no, you rolled a 1, sucker.
Yeah,
I
we're
see
all
a
seeing
1 on
one.
mine too.
Yeah, so it's weird. So, whatever. Anyway, so miss with the first one.
Yep.
And ignoring what the die, it looks like 11 for the second.
All right, so 6 and 11, neither of those hit.
Okay.
However, you can sort of see now, sort of roughly revealed an area here. So there's definitely, you can see these sort of lines of people that are moving back and forth, and you think maybe you see what they're moving towards. So there is a sphere that is sort of suspended in space about 2-3 feet off the ground. People seem to be, this is more towards what you figure to be roughly the center of this sort of dome area. And people seem to be sort of, staggering and lurching to it. And then they sort of just look at it as if mesmerized. And there's this weird shadow smoke that sort of gets suffused into their face. And they sort of, take this weird gulping, swallowing action. And then they sort of seem even more weary and turn around and start staggering in the other direction.
Okay.
Oh, I really hope that doesn't happen to us. Not that Mint can see it yet, but
Yeah. All right. But yeah, you rolled twice and missed.
Yep.
And you've pretty much used all of your
Actions.
all my actions. Yep. Okay. So looking very carefully at my sheet now. Okay, these guys are now going to get an action because they have heard the cries. Oh, the other thing that you can see sort of at the bottom, I don't know if we're sort of how much of the screen we're seeing at the moment.
I was wondering what those were.
They seem to be animals in cages.
All right. Great.
Yeah. All right, so these guys, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. And 30. And all right. So you can see more people running out of sort of from the periphery of where your dark vision is. Some of them look a little bit different. They still sort of are sort of these shrunken, shriveled sort of figures, but they have a bit more of sort of a cloak about them, and their eyes are slightly more glowy.
Okay. If speaking is a free action, I'm just going to kind of yell back in common, there, more over here.
Yep.
okay.
All right. And are you close enough? I'm going to notice you.
No.
Ooh, yep.
You are kind of tall.
Okay, yes, you're a big figure. The other thing that you can see, actually, can you see? Nope, you cannot see. Oh, actually, well, you might be able to make a perception check.
Okay.
And you probably can see them because they rolled particularly poorly.
Natural 20.
Yep.
Yay.
So there is a weird sort of creature that
Just no.
seems to be roughly. Give me a just another perception check. So you've seen them, yeah. So good enough. You get the sense just from sort of how this creature is reacting that it is guarding this sphere at the center of the dome.
Okay.
And you have gotten close enough to it that it is now paying attention to you. You Not sure if it was before or not. And it is going to turn to you and sort of do this weird, it looks like it's like, so it's, picture the sort of the ring wraiths or a dementor, that's sort of like a thing.
Oh, good. Yeah.
So nothing
and-
terrifying.
Yeah, it sort of turns to you
You'll
and
be
does this
fine.
weird, like, larger than possible mouth sort of roar, even though there's no sound at all. And shadows sort of reach out from it to you. Yep, they can reach you.
Oh, good.
To make a dexterity saving throw.
That's right. Yeah. 13.
You take some damage.
Yay.
Where's his drift globe?
Probably still
Where is
floating along
bag.
behind him.
It's in my bag.
Oh, okay.
Well, we did a short rest and we barely walked anywhere and we found a wall, so I never bothered
Yes.
to pick it out because we weren't really going yet.
14 points of necrotic damage.
All right, I will use
Ow.
Stone's Endurance as my
Yes.
reaction to that.
Yep.
And that all actions 1d12 plus 1.
Roll
All right.
high.
Oh, I hope so.
All right, so.
No.
Oh.
All right, so you said that was 14, so
Yep.
that's really just 12 damage?
Yep.
Oh, good.
You are,
You notice the
not
screen-
very phone-like.
If you notice the screen, for those of you who are on Twitch, this many hit points.
Yeah. Yep. And Mint, you are last in the order.
okay.
You cannot see what Talan is seeing.
No.
You can see that Talan has sort of run away and that there was some weird sort of shadow that reached out and sort of slapped him really nastily. But other than that, no, you're not quite sure what's happening over there.
All I really know is that Talan ended up saying that there were more over that way, so the battle is obviously no longer here. We need to move forward. I call out to Torok to advance, and I start running towards the sound of Talan's voice.
Okay.
I think I can move 30 unless I run, knowing that he just got slapped across the face. I might just use this move to advance.
Yeah, you can probably get to about there.
Yeah, so how far can I go if I sprint?
You can move up to double your move if you're just running this round and not
I'm
attacking.
just running. I'm not going to be able to, I don't think I'll be able to attack anyway, so I'm
Yep.
just going to try and meet up with Talan.
Yep, so you can easily get to where Talan is, position yourself anywhere around there.
I'll just position myself to his right, so I'll just run up that way.
Yeah, you can actually move your character.
I am.
Okay, there you
Here I am.
are. You are currently sort of in a tree, but that's okay. You're small. You can take the space with the tree.
Yeah, I am immediately to Talan's right, and the tree is to my right.
Yep, and you are now close enough that you can see the horrible horror thing that is at the center of the ring.
Tor, hurry up! Big bad! Big bad!
Do we have time for a beer? We've killed them all, haven't we?
So before I go back to the top, I think we might take a break soon since we're already at 9 o'clock. But for the sake of narrative and for ending on an interesting spot, Gildy, even though your sight is not that great,
I have learned
darkness-
actually I do have dark vision via my Gloomstalker
Oh,
archetype.
there you go. How far is it?
It is 60.
Yeah. So there you go. You're probably pretty good. You are distracted by the fighting that's going on where Talan is, but then you look over at these sort of people that are trooping back and forth, and you see two things of interest. One, you see a person who seems to be much more healthier than the rest in sort of a chain armor that you're fairly certain is probably the guard you're here to get. You also see a halfling that you recognize. it is Alphonse.
Oh,
And we're going to go to break on that note. Join us back here in, let's just say 5 quick minutes roughly, and hopefully that'll give us enough time to run to the bathroom and do whatever we need to do. But thank you. Join us shortly, and we'll wrap up what that actually means. All right. See you in a moment. Welcome back, and we're back from our hopefully relatively quick break to get back right into the action of things. But before we do that, we got some great suggestions for things that are appearing in here. So we'll get to some of these a little later on, perhaps as they pop up. But there are definitely, these are ancient trees. They're old trees. There's definitely some spiders that are sort of moving around in here from place to place. Nothing that would be life-threatening or dangerous. No giant spiders, but definitely normal spiders. And also, because somebody mentioned it on our little chat here, there is a little white rabbit that is still somewhere around. Maybe you can see him every now and then, but yep, little white rabbit, a nice little vest, very well dressed. Currently, he's being represented by a badger on the screen because I don't have an image for a rabbit, but it's sort of the lightest looking thing that I could find. Okay. So, Gildy, we'll sort of pause combat for a second. You see a halfling that you recognize. He is not looking healthy at all, considering sort of how the different people look. He's probably been here for a while. Compared to the guard that you've seen, who seems to be much more sort of normal, healthy self, Alphonse, from sort of how you remember, is much more sort of shrunken and frail, much closer to probably becoming one of these sort of corrupted beings, but still sort of recognizable as himself. And yeah, just one of the people that's moving back and forth, carrying this shadow essence within them. He probably has a few shadow tendrils that are sort of drifting off him as he's walking along.
can you ping which one he is on the screen?
I can. He is this one.
Okay.
In fact, I will put a little marker on him just so we can. He is blue.
Okay, so Gildy sees Alphonse, and it's basically like she just got punched in the gut. She kind of like gasps, she loses all of her breath, she tries to call out to him, but because she just totally lost all of her breath, it doesn't really come out as anything much more than like a whisper or a sigh. She is she kind of like almost stumbles and just has a moment of just being frozen. She has been looking for Alphonse for a very long time and had almost given up hope on finding him, and is surprised, to say the least, to have randomly found him here during this random job. She is going to move towards him as quickly as she can.
All right, we'll get to that in 1 second, but we're going to sort of resume initiative order, which means that actually it is the enemies who are going at the moment. So this guy's going to move here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. So there, these guys are running up, getting a little bit closer.
Not good. Not good.
And you're going to have probably 2 attacks on Talan. He's the really big guy. He looks more threatening, perhaps, than the gnome next to him, who's still in sort of armor and looks threatening. But yeah, they're going for the larger target.
And I go down.
1 miss. The other one is an 18 to hit. And
I have 1 hit point.
oh yes, then you are going down. You take 5 points of damage.
Yes.
I was gonna say maybe he'll roll less than 1.
That's right. Maybe.
You are not dead yet, but you are not healthy. Oh, that's hard to see.
So I need to roll death saves. I don't know if it's at my turn then.
Yeah, so on your turn, you will roll death saves.
Yay.
Yeah. Well, we'll still put this little marker on you just to let us know that you're rolling death saves at the moment. So, yeah. Okay, Talan goes down. And yeah, those are the attacks. The others are not in range to attack yet. Actually, a couple of these guys in the back do have crossbows. 2 of them are going to fire at Mint. Mint is sort of behind a tree. They're going to have disadvantage.
Oh, thank goodness.
It's a miss, and that's a natural 1 miss. So that's actually going to do a little bit of damage to one of their allies, just for the fun of it.
Yes.
All right, so that's 1 takes. Okay. Torok, you do not have dark vision, but there was some basic light in here from Gildy's torch. You're probably close to the edge of that. What would you like to do? People have sort of run away off into the darkness.
Oy. So I can't see where they are to
Nope.
help. What can I do in that condition, in that state? Yeah, I'm sorry. Just. I mean, I could try to see if I could just with perception perceive the direction.
Yeah, you can sort of
There
try
and
to figure
try
out
to
where
move it
people
right.
are by sound and other means.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I have been yelling for your help.
Yes, that will help.
All
I'll
right.
give you advantage on a perception check if you're looking for Mint.
Okay, so I get a +4.
Oh, I need to go back to the rolling screen. There we go.
First one's a 12.
Okay, let's see what the second one is.
Uh, 11. So consistent.
All right. We'll say that with a 12, that's above average. You have a decent idea of where Mint is. You know that sort of if you head in that direction, you think you'll come close to her, but you will be heading out of the sort of the faint light that there is from Gildy's torch in this area.
Oh, what about, the balloon was never produced by Talan. Dang it.
Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, you want. And if I go squat there from a combat perspective, and I don't want to do that because that's just going to lead to pain and.
Yep. Okay. How long does that last? Yeah, we'd still be going. So, yeah, so some of the trees are sort of emitting a bit of light. So you could probably faintly make out that sort of roughly where Mint is from light being emitted by a couple of the smaller trees sort of on the edge of that area.
All right, so I can. Well, okay, so I'll get to. Probably I could get to, say, hold on. See if I can point there. Can I see about here, or is that too far?
That is blocked by a relatively
Tree.
large tree, so that's probably relatively hard to see. But you could see, like, here-ish. And you know that Mint went in that direction.
So I could get here on a turn.
Yep.
Okay, so I will go there.
All right. You can now, again, very faint light. You can see where Mint is. You are right next to her. You know that she's there.
Okay.
Yay!
You can still take an action if you'd like.
But I can't see any of the enemies, right?
Not really. You can sort of tell, like, vaguely that there's people there. You can maybe hear some people moving around. But yeah, you're
Okay.
sort of like,
So my action is going to be to light a torch.
there we go. So yeah, now you have light, bright light in 20 feet and dim light in another 20 feet. You can see relatively well. Okay, Gildy.
Okay, Gildy is gonna make a beeline
Yeah.
for Alphonse. So let's see, what's my movement speed? My movement speed is only 25.
So 50 would be a double move. That'll probably get you close.
Yeah, let's see, where am I? There I am. Okay.
Nice.
So if I go like here.
Yep.
That was here, eh?
Yeah, that's right next to
I
him.
measured it and then I'm like, wait, where did that go? Okay. And so that's all of Gildy's like actual actions that she can take in this round. But when she gets to him, she's going to like fall on her knees again and try to reach out to him.
Yep. Just as a reminder, some of the things you have learned in previous episodes, that you potentially, the people who are affected by the shadow forest in some way might be hard to sort of restore to themselves, but some sort of shock to the system, whether that's a little bit of damage or some particularly strong persuasion of some sort, might be some way to get them out of that. All right. So yes, you've sort of fallen down. Alphonse does not notice you at this point and is just sort of keeps moving along in his path. And we'll say for the sake of purposes, he's going to be moving sort of in this direction. We'll turn him around. There he goes. So he's sort of moving in the direction towards the edge of the circle away from the center. Leon.
All right. So I can just barely see Talan, and that he's gone down, and that there's a bunch of guys there.
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry. Really quick for Gildy for reference. This person here is the guard that you were coming to save. He's sort of slightly different than everyone else. We'll put a blue dot on him as well. He's, again, still looks relatively healthy and hale and is wearing chain armor. So it says, sorry, Leon, keep going.
he's there. All right. I'm going to shine my my bullseye lantern on. I'm going to move a bit closer, staying still up high in the air, but move a bit closer so that I can hopefully hit up to this one with my 60-foot cone of bright light.
So how much closer are you going to move?
Like maybe here.
All right. Yep. So yeah, that definitely gets all of these in bright light.
Yeah.
So you do notice that there is another sort of guard like figure, one of these sort of corrupted warriors. Sort of reveal a little bit more of the map over here. So he's, nope, I have to go back to selecting. Here on the other side of these sort of people that are going back and forth, everybody in that light, including him, sort of recoil a little bit, including all these people here who sort of stop what they're doing and just sort of, are sort of shocked a little bit. So it's roughly a 60-foot cone, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we'll say 8 of them. 2 sets of 4. Okay, 2, 3, we'll say 4. Okay, about half of them sort of they have this bright light shone upon them. They recoil and then they sort of stand up and look around as if like, what the hell am I doing here? The other ones just sort of recoil and then just keep trying to do what they're doing.
Okay. Does it have any effect on the globes?
It does not. The globes are sort of sucking in light a little bit, and the area just sort of immediately around them is a little bit darker. They remain pretty much there, and yeah, relatively strong.
Well, that's terrible. All right. You know what?
Else?
Then, yeah, because I have hardly moved.
Yep.
And it's not doing anything to the globy things.
Yep.
So I'm basically just going to like walk, you know, in this direction kind of thing.
I can't, there we go, yep.
So like there, and I am just basically going to like, you know, shine my light.
Yeah.
Just like in a big arc as I can get to get as many of these people as possible.
And for clarity, you're back on the ground?
Oh no, I am
okay.
on.
You will be a fair ways up if you're that far in. As in your 60-foot light might not reach the ground.
Okay. What if, so instead of moving that way, so I move to like here.
Yeah.
What if instead I move more like to here?
Yeah. Yep. So if you sort of shine your light directly towards the center, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I think I was doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those guys. So yeah, you definitely get this guy. You'd get this one. You potentially get. I'll just reveal a little bit more here. This guy there. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So pretty much everybody up to like here-ish.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I
so
do that.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 more.
Okay. And then am I like 30 feet off the ground?
You're probably closer to about 15 to 20.
Okay. Well, I try and stay as close to 20 as I can.
All right. That's 2 more, and we're going to do Alphonse a little separately.
Do it, Alphonse. Do it.
I'll make it.
Oh.
And then 2 more. Neither of them made it. So 2 more sort of stand up and seem to be stunned and are trying to figure out what's going on.
I tried, Gildy.
All right, that is Leon. Jacob. Everybody's abandoned you.
But I saw most people running south, so I think I would head.
Yeah.
So, so 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I think from here I can kind of see with my goggles the...
Yeah, you can see a good distance.
How do you ping again?
Just click and hold.
With the select mode, not the ping.
Yeah, with the select mode.
Okay, thank you. Then I am likely going to attack that one, though when I pinged with my firebolt.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. Still have my potion of boldness effect.
Yes.
15.
Definitely hits.
And damage. A perfect
Nice.
10.
He looks very hurt. He hit him with the firebolt. He's like singed. He's still sort of sizzling and burning and is recoiling away, but he has not gone down yet.
Okay. As my bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Talan.
That you can do because your first spell was a cantrip. So, yep.
Yay!
So D4 healing plus my spellcasting ability. 5 points of damage.
All right.
Ellen, you are back up to 5 hit points, sort of stunned awake, and it is your turn.
Woo!
Just in time.
All right. 5 hit points. Nice. Where's my foot? There we
Can
go.
you activate the orb?
And Mint next to you says, hey, what about that orb thing?
That was the first thing I thought of when you went down is I hope he's okay. And if he gets up soon, can he activate the orb?
All right. So sorry, it is my action?
Yes.
Excellent. All right. Yes. Then I guess I get up from my, laying down position. I think it's Sajaj, I believe is the code to light it, which case I'll just use, so I don't have daylight left, but I do still have the regular light.
But you haven't used it today, have you?
Yes, because we only did a short rest. We rested for an hour, and it's once per day. So the last time I used it was really, from this point, like an hour and 20 minutes ago.
Oh, so you used it with the writer?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't have daylight for this, so I just have regular light.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, that's 20 feet, and then another 20 feet. Yep.
Yep. So that is now beside me.
Makes it a lot easier for Torak to see.
Yes. Which is important.
Yes.
All right. 5 hit points. I'm actually going to, I guess that's my action is doing the globe.
You can spend a key point.
Yeah, I think I need to. I will spend a key point to disengage. But I will leave the light where it is. Yeah, I'll leave the light where it is or move it if I can more into them. But otherwise, it is where it is.
All right. Just double checking the drift globe. All right. So yes, you can leave the drift globe sort of roughly where it is, and you are going to back up a little bit.
Yes.
All right.
So yeah, so step of the wind, use 1 key point to disengage or dash.
But yeah, you can use it to disengage and then have your full movement. Well, half your movement, because half your movement will be used standing up.
Yes, yeah. So I will move my full half movement. I'm on the wrong one. Select move. So 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll just move back, kind of hidden over here.
Yep. In the bright light from the fairy fire area.
Hiding in plain sight.
Yes.
I'm clever like that.
Yeah. All right.
Light, maybe they'll leave me alone.
Okay.
Should we mark where the light is on the board?
Yeah, because I left the light where it was.
Yeah.
Can I add a thing, or do you have to add a thing?
I can add a thing. Just give me a sec. So it's 40 feet that we'll just sort of put in. So from here, 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay, how do I erase that?
What the heck?
I think you can you select it and then hit delete.
Yeah, I got it. All right. So
The light was drunk that night.
roughly there-ish. It's a
No,
little
remember,
off, but
don't drink the light. That's what the guy told me. Don't drink the light.
yes. So it's a little bit off, but that's roughly where the light is. Okay. All right. So we've got this guy's turn. I have to go back to select mode. So he's going to move to about there, and this guy's going to join him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And where's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah, these are sort of the weird ones with sort of cloaks and glowing eyes. they are going to probably, who are they going to look at and see what's going on? Yeah, they can pretty much hit anybody with any of those attacks.
Oh, good.
They see probably Gildy getting close to one of their slaves and don't like that. So the first one is going to send a bolt of shadow energy at Gildy and probably miss horribly with a 10.
Yes, that misses.
And the other one is going to try and hit Mint, who's semi-hiding behind a tree, so they have disadvantage.
8.
Plus 4 is 14.
Doesn't hit.
Doesn't hit. Okay. So yeah, they sort of are firing these bolts of sort of shadow energy that sort of fire out but don't hit you. And actually, even that one can probably still see Gildy. Yep. So there's going to be another shot at Gildy. Oh, that's going to hurt. All right. Let's hope I roll low.
Roll low. Roll low. Roll low.
That was not low. 17 points of damage.
Holy shit. Okay, Gildy's down.
No. Okay, gotta get to Gildy.
That was a critical hit with a shadow bolt.
Ouch.
Yeah. And that is their turn. Okay. Oh, isn't that great? What is he going to do? He's actually, none of you are getting too close. There's a lot of his minions fighting you at the moment. He's not feeling super upset. But he probably does not like that bit of light that's being shone all over these slaves.
What bit of light? There's no light there. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ignore the elf behind the sun.
Exactly. Hasn't anyone told you not to look directly into the sun? Don't look over here. There's nothing to see.
You are, however, just a little too far away for him to get to. Oh, yep. He is going to be very upset by that, but not be able to do much.
Yeah. Because I can't even see this guy.
Nope.
I've just seen terrible shadow bolts come out of nowhere and take down Gildy in one shot, and I'm like, oh, don't want to go over there.
Yep. Yeah, no, he's not going to do anything. He's going to wait for people to potentially get closer to him. And Mint, it is your go.
Okay, looking at the board here. I'm still pretty much next to that one. I could just sidestep in so I'm right by it, right?
You can actually attack him where you are.
I can attack from where I am? Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to do that. 2-weapon fighting again. I don't think I'm going to hit with that. I don't have advantage either, do I?
No, nothing is giving you advantage at this point.
Okay, so going to try again with the dagger. And wow, I am not doing well today.
Nope.
Right, and I've already used up my ability to double attack, so I don't think I have any other bonus actions.
Yeah, you've used your action surge. All right. Are you
now,
going to
would I be able to get to Gildy from here at the end of my turn, or does it?
You would
provoke
be.
An attack of
It would be
opportunity?
provoking an attack of opportunity, but you could 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. Oh, actually, yeah, move is 30. You couldn't quite get to
Probably wouldn't get
Gildy,
there.
but you
So
could start getting close.
I will stand my ground then.
All right.
And stay where Torok is.
All right, which brings us to the warrior's turn. Okay, having seen that attack, well, I'll say those two are going to go there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That can go that way. And you're going to follow him. All right, so 2 on Mint. Ouch. I think both of those are going to, oh no, maybe not. So a 20 some odd and a 10.
The 20 some odd hits, but the 10 does not.
Yeah. For 4 points of damage.
Still standing.
And Torok, 2 attacks. 20 and a 6.
So 20 at 6 does not.
For 3 points of damage. And these 2, they're going to luckily put away their crossbows and take out their swords as they are rushing towards Jacob and potentially Talan as well eventually. Torok, it is your go.
Do either of these one I have advantage on because of where Mint is or not?
No, you would need to be sort of exactly opposite on the other side of them.
Oh, okay.
But you might be able to move into that position.
No,
Yes.
then I trigger attack of opportunity. Would I
You did
not?
trigger attack from one, but not both. So you could risk one and then get into advantage for the other.
It's probably better just to attack. I'm going to attack the one that is behind Mint.
Okay. So here, yeah.
Actually, and I'm going to do 2 weapon fighting. So
Nice.
this will be the Warhammer.
Do it.
And you're going to take out the axe.
No, yeah, the other thing will be the axe at this point.
Yep.
Too many people have gone down.
Yep.
Oh, dear goodness.
Oh, that's
So the first one's the 21.
Yep.
So that would be the axe, and then the Warhammer. To the let me do damage first.
Yeah, sure.
So that
The axe is only D10 at this point.
D10, yeah. 10, and this one still gets the +4.
Yes. That's your main hand. Looks like an 8, I think. No,
No,
2.
So 6 damage.
Didn't quite roll over. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. 6 damage. That's not on them, so 6, yep.
And he's still up?
Yep.
Okay. And so this is the Warhammer. 13.
That hits.
Okay, and this is a 1D, just a 1D8.
1d8, and I'm assuming you don't have 2 weapon fighting, so you would not get a bonus from strength.
Correct. I have it as actions and comment, but not a.
Yeah.
And so it's an extra 5 damage.
That takes him down.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Why am I not selecting him? There we are. All right. And that is your go. Anything else you would like to do?
No, I don't think there's anything really I can do at this point.
Well, no, actually, you have used your bonus action to use your offhand weapon, so you can't rage.
Yeah.
But all right. That was Torok. Gildy, you are not feeling well. Make a death save.
Aw.
13. You have made a death save.
Yay.
All right. Leon.
Okay, so realizing that there are creatures that are firing horrible bolts of dark energy, and I am making myself a target by holding this bright light.
Yep.
I take it turning it off takes an action, because turning it on takes an action.
I'm going to say just dropping it would not. If you wanted to do something else. If you wanted to let go of it or otherwise deactivate it.
Well, so but can I deactivate it and still hold it? Does turning it off take an action? It's fine if it does. I'm going to drop it into my bag of holding.
All right. I'm going to say that is still using a device to sort of activate or deactivate it, so it would probably take an action.
Yep, that's fine. Then, so I'm going to drop it into my bag of holding.
Yep.
Move over here, and then I'm going to cast Sleep right there
Nice.
to get those 4.
Those 4?
Who
All
are,
right.
Who are in light.
Yes, they are.
Nice.
You
Good
do
call.
notice that the light from the drift globe does not seem to be affecting them as much as your light did.
Yep. So.
Ooh.
Well, could have been worse.
Oh, 15, 17, 19. Yeah. I should actually just look at what the total is. I could also do that. Okay, so it affects from the least hit points on up, correct? So 1, 7. Nice. So I'm just gonna click to make those go away. 2. This guy is there's no real Z, so we'll put this on him and go away. And this guy.
Wow, I got 3 of them?
You got 3 of them. One of them only had 1 hit point, so he was relatively easy to affect.
I had no idea. Awesome.
2 of them were wounded, and they don't have a super amount of hit points, so yeah.
I didn't know they were quite that, but sweet.
Yep. So those 2, so the 2 in front of you, Midge, is sort of like, and fall asleep. And one heading for Jacob falls asleep. Yep. It was like, they were sort of running, and then just sort of hit the ground and skid about a foot
There
or
you
so.
go.
Yep.
And now you guys can deal with the big bad guys.
All right. Well done.
For the record, I keep forgetting I have that spell. And then it's only when I'm like, what can I do? What can I do? And I'm like, oh, I have sleep. And I forgot to use already in one battle. I almost forgot to use it again in this one.
It's a pretty good spell.
It is, and I keep forgetting that I have it.
All right. So then after Leon is Jacob.
Okay, so bonus actions, can those happen at any time during your turn?
Yep.
Okay. So I guess I'll use my bonus action to cast my final spell of the day to do another healing word on Gildy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Five.
All right.
She heals for 5.
So you are back up with 5 hit points.
I see that Talan is still looking a little damaged, so I'm going to kind of step over here to be next one.
Yep.
And I'm going to do Firebolt at that one that's still standing.
Sorry, this one here?
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
Okay. Firing a bolt. 21.
Oh yeah, that is.
And damage, 5 points of damage.
5. All right, he's looking fairly hurt. Jacob, Talan, what would you like to do?
Run away. No, is there a better place based on what I see for my globe to be?
You were sort of dead. Trying to remember when how much you probably saw of Gildy Leon flashing the light around on the other side. Give me a retroactive perception check. I think it was at least partially while you were up. So Yeah, nope. You have no clue that the light will do anything to the other people. So right now, you're not quite sure if there's a better spot for your light. At least it's lighting up all of the enemies that you sort of are
200 feet. You think 200 feet up would be really good to get a nice kind of view of the dome. It'll be all sparkly. We'll have a little party.
Spin it around.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
Yeah.
All right, then I will leave the globe where it is.
Okay.
I'm really not feeling like I should get into a fight right now.
You've got your boomerang.
Oh, that's right. Yes, thank you. All right, the one that Jacob just firebolted, I'm going to throw a boomerang at. Thank you for reminding me.
All right. He's got partial cover where he is at the moment. Did you want to move a little bit?
So if I moved behind Jacob, does that...
Yep. That would be better. Yep.
All right, I'll go right there. Perfect. All right. And I throws a boomerang. It was hanging on. Yeah, no. And all right. And
You've
now
made the roll to see if it comes back.
I throws a boomerang away, and if odd, it does not come back to. Wait, it does. Okay, see, the 3D dies is 6, but that says 5, so it comes back.
Interesting. All right.
Maybe turn off the 3D dice.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah.
All right.
3, yes. Done.
It's so accurate.
Yes.
So accurate. Love it.
So yeah, it comes back.
Right.
You've moved a little bit. Did you want to move any more?
No, I'm just little pat Jacob on the back, and that's it.
All right. What are they going to do? This guy's going to come up and join his friends. And they're all going to stand in a nice little line here just in case anybody wants to hurt them. Be some guards in front of them. Who can they sort of see? There's Mint, there's Gildy, there's Leo.
I'm in the dark,
They can see in the dark.
but I'm far away.
Yes. They would definitely have either a disadvantage or you'd have higher armor class if they were trying to hit you. However, you have been an annoyance, so one of them is going to try to hit you.
Okay. But so I did specifically turn off my light.
Yeah.
And then move so they wouldn't know where I was.
All right, I'll give them a perception check. They can see perfectly in this darkness. So just seeing you shouldn't be a problem, but actually identifying where you move to. Just give me a rough stealth check so I know roughly how well you sort of moved and hid.
Oh no, not 5d20, only 1. I was the stealthiest ever.
All right. So he does have a rough idea where you are.
Darn it!
And he is going to cast a spell.
Oh.
He's going to use his first level spell on you.
That doesn't make me feel any better.
And you take 7 points of damage from 3 bolts of essentially magic missile, but they're sort of more done in shadow form. He cast magic missile at you.
Well, that's not cool.
But he has used that spell.
Okay, give me 1 second, because I need to see whether something that I have can counteract that.
Oh, do you have a brooch of shielding?
No.
Oh.
But that is force energy, right?
Yes. I'm potentially going to change it to shadow or necrotic energy, but no, they look like shadows, but it's still force energy.
Oh wait, no, it only affects acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder, and it's not one of those.
No.
Well then, I take full damage.
So 7 points.
Are you still standing?
Yes, I am.
Yay.
All right. One of them is going to attack Mint, but again has disadvantage given she's sort of kind of behind a tree. You are very lucky that was disadvantage. You still take 5 points of damage,
5? Oh, jeez.
but it wasn't critical.
Yay! I'm
Yay!
down to 8.
And otherwise, I'd really love to hit him. I'm going to double check something. One moment.
Oh, the books are come out. We're down. Dude,
Yes.
I tell you.
Okay, here we are. Yep. So he will have to move if he wants to do that. He's moved up, I think, about a few feet. So 5, 10. Or actually, maybe he just moves that way. I don't know if he can move to a good spot to 5, 10, 15. That's 15 there. Yeah. That's rough. All right. I'm going to say next turn he's going to try and get in a position to do that. This turn he's going to have disadvantage to hit Jacob with his cantrip, which most likely misses with an 11. Yeah. But he's trying to get into position to get a better viewpoint on you. All right. No. His turn. He's not going to do anything. Nobody's getting too close to him. Although Gildy is back up.
Oh, poor Gildy.
Oh, does that recharge? Oh, it does. He could use that. But yeah, he's going to wait. All right, Mint, it is your turn.
Mint, who has the second highest amount of hit points of our group currently.
That is terrifying.
Yes.
Tor whispers to you, "Get out of here."
You can disengage as an action from the one person who's close to you, who isn't asleep, and just run.
Okay. I'm not sure what that would accomplish per se, because if I were to try to run away, I would provoke
No,
an
he
attack.
just said as an
opportunity.
action.
As an action, you can disengage, which would negate the attack of opportunity.
Okay.
So you wouldn't be able to take any other actions, but you wouldn't take any opportunity attacks either.
Knowing that Torok usually gives that advice when he's about to rage or unleash lightning, I'm going to disengage.
Yep.
Does that mean I can step away quite a bit here?
It means you can still move your full move, so 30 feet in any direction.
All right, I'm going to go away from these guys. So I'm going to go back to about there. Oops. Nope, that's not where I meant to go. It went a little randomly. Sorry, guys.
So that's about 20 feet. You can go about 10 more.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna regroup with my compadres over here because we're all kind of owie.
Yep.
All right, I feel bad leaving Torok alone, but I know him well enough to know that if he's telling me to do that, he probably just wants to go crazy.
All right.
And not worry about me being collateral. So.
Well, and Tor is also thinking this makes him more of a target if this works.
All right.
Okay.
And after you go, several of the people who have had light shone on them seem to be reacting relatively positively to this. So up at the top here, these two are going to go attack this guard and try and take his weapon away from him.
Yay! You've inspired rebellion.
Kill them, my minions.
But he's a sentient creature.
Yep. So one of them manages to wrestle his sword away from him. The other one just tries to, punch the guy but misses. And we'll say this guy's still not awake yet, but this guy's going to go over and try and sort of shake somebody else awake, which gives them a new saving throw, without which they fail.
No.
That was his
Slap
turn.
him in the face.
But there was, I think, total of 6. Yeah, 6 that are awake. So that's 1, 2, 3. These guys are just gonna sort of run away. They do not want to fight. 1, 2, 3, and then one more. This guy's gonna sort of run up next to Gildy and be like, I'm willing to help out. What do you need me to do?
Oh, sorry. Do you want me to answer now?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, just look
He's
at him
looking for help to
awkwardly.
figure out what to do. What do you direct him to do in this moment?
Good question. Let's see. Gildy's a little stunned for a lot of reasons. She was just healed, so she's feeling a little bit more conscious and cognizant, at least.
I'm going to say that while you were out, Alphonse has moved away a little bit.
Okay.
Yes.
So she is going to gesture towards the group that is kind of gathered over here and say, go help them.
All right. So I think we'll say he's sort of does the full move over here.
Even when
And
she's stunned, she can manage to boss people around.
Yep. He's just going to go over and be like, I'm here to help you guys. I don't know what I can do. I have no weapons, but I want to help. All right.
I would yell after saying, I would yell at him, go smack other people awake.
It's like, that's a really good idea. Sorry, I've just woken up from a really weird thing, so sorry.
Wake others.
Okay. You'll have to run back and do that next turn. So the warriors are going to go. This guy is going to run over and attack Jacob. Missing. This guy is going to attack Torok.
Under Torok.
Missing with a 10.
Yep.
These guys are asleep. They're not going to do anything. These guys are guarding them, so they're not going to do anything. They're just going to wait for other people to attack. Torok, what are you going to do?
He's going to rage first as his action.
Yep.
So let's see.
That's a bonus action. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, interesting choice. Okay, so you could teleport 20 feet to unoccupied space. You can see until the rage ends. You can activate this action again on each of your turns as a bonus action.
So you can bonus action teleport on each of your turns as long as you're raging.
Yes.
Nice.
When you rage, do you randomly get an ability which could suck?
Yeah.
Nice. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So I can't obviously teleport this turn, but I will attack the gentleman right.
Yep. Right next to you.
Oh, it doesn't go off right away?
Well, it's a bonus action, and he's already used his bonus action to rage.
Oh.
But I think you can still use it on this turn as part of your initial rage action. So you could attack him and then teleport away if you wanted.
Okay. So 17.
That hits.
And this is, I'm using this as two-handed, sorry. So I will, that's 12, 1d12, I believe.
Well, you were using 2 weapons before.
Okay, so I still have to, so it's just 1d10 then.
Yeah. You can still use 2 weapons, yeah.
But that would use up the bonus if I don't.
Oh, yeah, right. So you used your bonus actions, yeah. So just 1 hit with the axe, yep.
1d10 plus 4.
Come on, you can do it. Roll high.
9.
9. Yeah, he is quite hurt and sort of staggers back a little bit. And would you like to teleport away? That would not provoke an attack of opportunity.
Sure, I'm actually going to teleport, and I can select. I could actually teleport here, so I can attack him next go.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Gildy, your turn.
Okay, so Gildy's gonna go to Alphonse again,
Yeah.
and she is going to hit him with her staff.
Yep. Just a bonk.
Yes.
All right. That'll do it.
Yay.
Sort of snaps out and sort of, it's like, holds his head a little bit and turns around to you. Yes, he does take, unfortunately, a little bit of damage. But that gave him advantage on his check. So, okay. I'm just going to give him a bit of damage there. And Alphonse. Where is Alphonse? There he is. I'm going to add him to the initiative order. Ooh, that is nice. Very nice. Okay. He sort of turns around and looks at you and blinks and blinks and blinks. And it's like, Gildy?
And when he says that, she hugs him really tightly.
Nice. It is just after 10. How late do we want to go tonight? I would be okay sort of stopping it on that semi-positive note. But if we want to go a little bit longer, we can do that.
Can we at least finish the round?
Sure. Yeah. Yep. We can finish the round that we're on because we're on Gildy's turn. All right. Gildy, you have a little bit more movement if you wanted to use it, but you're currently hugging your husband, so.
Yes. I don't think Gildy really wants to use it right now.
Just pick him up and run with him.
Yeah.
All right. Leon.
So, the ground in here, is it
Yes.
basically like the ground in the farmhouse? Or in the farm?
No. So there would be some bits of debris and things, but it's much more sort of a loamy soil, like think of rainforest ground. So there could be like loose bits of leaves and twigs that get caught up from like scrub. But the ground itself is not sort of stones and debris in that sense.
Okay. Do I think it would create a cloud of debris?
Again, probably yes, but mostly like leaves and small branches.
So not a dust cloud kind of situation.
Yeah.
Well, so if there's stuff, if it moves, so it says if it moves over sand, dust, loose dirt, or small gravel, it sucks up the material and forms a 10-foot radius cloud of debris around itself. The cloud heavily obscures the area. So is there stuff to make debris?
Yep.
Perfect. Then I will move myself straight down here. So then I end up about there.
Yep. And you're actually on the ground?
30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Yep. And then right there.
Yeah, nice.
I conjure my dust devil, which makes a cloud of dirt and stuff right there.
And it's 10 feet diameter?
10-foot radius.
10-foot radius. And where was it roughly again?
Hold on. You know what? Actually, I'm going to make it right here. I hope that I can draw something. Oh, how did you draw? Wait.
I can draw it. Just tell them roughly, show me where you want it.
Well, so basically that kind of the line. Then it would be.
All right. Give me 1 sec.
It would be a box, a 4x4 by 4 box.
All right. There. Is that what you're thinking?
Give me 1 second. Let me see how far I can move the thing every turn.
So many boxes and circles.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Yes, sure. Right there is good.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? I guess. Sorry. I guess I would. No, don't draw something. Stop. How do I?
It's a circle in a box.
And Rob, just FYI, that was actually 11 damage because I get +2 melee damage with strength weapons.
Good to know.
Is it supposed to be a 10-foot diameter or a 10-foot radius?
It's a 10-foot radius.
Oh, nice. So that makes it like a 20-foot diameter. Sweet.
Yep. Can you get rid of my little thing that I drew? I can't remember how to get rid of that.
The circle or the square?
No, the little tiny square that's by my character.
Yes, I can do that.
Cool. So since the thing could target me, I've moved down and basically created a dust cloud so that it can't see me anymore. Because sure, it can see in the dark, but it can't see through my dust cloud.
That is correct. Yep.
Mm.
All right. And any other movement you want to take, or was that all your movement?
That's all my movement.
All right. Jacob, you have a guy right next to you. You have a raging barbarian right next to you, and you have a commoner who wants to help right next to you that you have told to go wake up other people.
I don't think we've discussed or even agreed upon this yet, but my Rubik's Cube with my tinkering, I do have a dagger on me, but I think it'd be cool if it transformed into a small dagger.
Sure.
Okay. So
I'd be good with that. Yep.
The Rubik's Cube transforms into a dagger, and I go lunge with a melee attack at him.
Okay.
Nice.
Not quite the same bonus. 15.
That hits.
Okay. I think this is what it said the damage was. Just confirming. Yep. Hit him for 7 points of damage. Nice.
Nice. He is not very happy in that he is dead.
Oh, you really can't be happy if that's the circumstance you find
No,
yourself
hard to be
in.
happy when you're dead.
He is looking very wounded. In fact, he's looking so wounded he is no longer alive.
That is correct. Did you want to move around at all?
No, I'm looking around, and aside from the big tall guy, I'm actually one of the most healthy people around me, so I'm gonna hold my actually no. Ugh. What if I want to go and coup de grace like the sleepers? That makes me a target. It might be safer for me to kind of. I'm gonna stay back and kind of protect people.
Aww.
Okay. Okay, good. All right. That is Jacob. Talan, you are next.
So yeah, I'm in a similar boat where like I don't feel like I can do much. I do have a boomerang now, but if I step into range to try to hit some of the baddies, then they can also see me and they can do the little shadow thing, which I don't like.
Yep.
There's a cloud of obscuring right there.
Pardon?
There's a big cloud of obscuring.
Yeah, but then I can't see them either. So I mean, I can run behind it.
Well, yeah, you could throw your boomerang on your way by. Throw your boomerang; it'll
That's
come
right.
back
It
to
kind
you,
of
and then
comes
you can
around.
behind the cloud.
I mean, if Rob would allow it, I would totally do that.
So to try to throw your boomerang around the obscuring pit?
So it can like move so like half movement, throw in the boomerang, finish movement. I may or may not get the boomerang back, but then at least be on the other side of the obscured,
Yeah, I'd allow that. That's fun, and I like fun bits.
So I guarantee I'm going to roll, and I'm going to miss and lose the boomerang, but we're going to give it a shot. All right.
Oh, the boomerang will come back.
All right.
The boomerang loves you.
So we got a couple of minion people kind of down in this area.
Yeah.
And Big Bad over here, whom we haven't touched, right?
Correct.
I don't know if we are in any position to take down Big Bad right now.
So the other thing that is there is the big bad, but there's also that sphere at the
Sphere
center.
of darkness. Yeah. But I don't think it can be attacked. Maybe it can.
Haven't tried.
Talan doesn't know, and Talan at the moment doesn't think it can be attacked, so he's not going to attack.
Yep. All right, so who are you attacking?
I guess Talan is going to step to here. And now Talan can see, you can't really see that. So I guess Talan can basically see like the two people over here. So
yeah, roughly 60 feet.
I was
5,
going to say,
10,
if I
15,
get the
20, 25,
measuring
30,
thing.
35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Yep, they're just pretty much at the edge of your sight range.
Yes, yes. Which,
How are you
all right,
doing?
cool. All right, so I'm going to hit that
All right,
guy.
sounds good.
Well, I'm going to.
You're gonna try, yep.
I'm going to lose it, but that's the plan. All right, so 1 to hit. Oh. I guess that probably hits.
That tough to say. Yes, that is.
Tough to say. All right. So, all right. So damage on that guy. I think it is 1d4 for the throw.
It'll be 2d4 now.
It'll be 2d4, and then still just the +3 though, right?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, you don't get the +3 twice. Okay. Oh, whatever. Roll 1d4, or I guess, sorry, 2d4 plus 3. All right, 7 damage.
All right. He has not taken any. 7 gives him a nice little bruise, and yeah, does your boomerang come back?
All right, so I'm gonna hide back over here, I guess.
Yeah.
And oddly, it does not.
Nope.
Oh.
You hid from it. It didn't know where you were.
That's right.
And
Little
how many
boomerang.
hours is it gone?
That's right. 1d10, 1d12. I can't remember which.
I think it's a D12.
All right. 6 hours.
6 hours.
Hi, boomerang.
It's just floating around this globe for 6 hours.
Yep, it can't actually leave the globe, so it's just sort of somewhere up at the top going.
Like, yeah.
"Woo."
All right.
Yep.
I can try and retrieve it later.
Okay, that was Talan. The wizards. Okay. So yes, it cannot see you. He cannot see you. He potentially could see you, but I think he's gonna focus fire on. Is that actually gonna do anything for him? Probably not. Can't see them. He can kind of see Torok. Torok's most in the way and has disadvantage to hit you because there's a bit of a tree, but oh yeah, that is not good. That tree just took some real damage. But you are otherwise safe.
Yay.
Oh, tree.
Three, taking one for the team.
This guy was going to try to move to see, but the obscuring thing came into play. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Still can't see the person he wants to see, but he's going to try and hit Mint.
Of course.
That is probably successful with the 16.
16 is my AC.
Yeah. And doing 3 points of damage.
Ow. 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 Down to 5.
And so he did that. He did that.
Welcome to the club, Gildy and I.
Yeah, he's going to go for Torok as well with disadvantage. Also rolling a natural 1, and that tree is not doing well at all. Okay. You guys have all moved away, so he's not going to do anything. Mint.
Ow. Okay. Just seeing where I am on the board. I remember Torok saying to get out of his way, which I did. There's no enemy directly near me at all. I don't necessarily want to go back and engage while I'm this hurt. So looking around me, I would like to maybe take this turn to switch from my dagger back to my crossbow.
Okay.
Which I think is an action.
Yeah, it's putting away your dagger is free, but taking out your crossbow is otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah, I would just rather take a defensible position and wait to kind of get an attack off with.
Yep. You want to? There's some trees around. You want to try and hide behind a tree?
There's one other thing I could potentially do is I could do expeditious retreat, which would allow me to move more quickly for the next while. So just activating them means I can move a lot faster.
Bonus action to activate.
Yeah, so I think I might end up doing that.
All right.
There's my crossbow activated.
You have expeditious retreat up, which means you still can move. Would you like to move somewhere? You can now essentially dash as a free action. So you can move up to, actually, no, I don't know if it's, well, this turn you can use it as a bonus action, but yeah, so you can 3 feet in any direction.
Yeah. So yeah, I might as well dash at the end of my turn then, since I can do that for free now. And I'm going to, I realize that the enemies are kind of ahead of us and there aren't any enemies really behind us. And I know that way off to the side, there is Talan and Gildy. I haven't seen Leon in a really long time. I'm kind of concerned that they might be in trouble. So I'm going to move out, I think, to sort of here-ish, just because I know it's on the other side of the dust cloud, and I end up realizing where all of our teammates are, which I like.
Yep. All right.
Okay. About this.
All right. Nice. Okay. That's so he takes 5. So that's going on over there. This guy 5, 10, 15, 20. Now I have 30. As he slowly, we'll say, he makes it about there-ish. As he's on his way back to wake up some people. This guy's going to try and wake up that person again. Yeah, gives him a full slap on the face this time. They still don't wake up, but they've taken a point of damage. Those guys are fighting them. All right. So we're back at the top. I'm going to do one thing before we end tonight, just because I think it's going to be fun. So Alphonse, seeing that your group is really not doing so well, seems radiate this sort of essence and light around him. There's a feeling for sort of all within 30 feet of him, which is pretty much Gildy, Mint, and Leon, feeling of sort of you know, warmth and sort of semi-comfort in this area. And how hurt? Well, Gildy definitely looks hurt. Leon looks hurt. You all look a little bit hurt.
Hurt.
Yep. So, Gildy, you get... Oh, that's weird. It's gonna cast it at 3rd level. 11, 12 plus 3, 15 points of hit points restored.
Nice.
And Leon and Mint, you get 5 each.
I'm okay with 5. That's less ouchy.
But what about Talan?
So with Talan is also in that radius. Yep.
5 hit points.
Yeah, so this sort of, it's not fully a light, but this sort of essence, this sort of aura emanates from Alphonse, and you almost get this sense of, for those who are within it, that this faint sort of a horse sound. You think maybe you see a unicorn out of the corner of your eye. It's really sort of strange, but yes, you feel this warmth. You get some healing energy, and you're all feeling a little bit bolstered. And since it's about 10:30, that's where we are going to stop for tonight. And we'll remember all of this for next time as we catch up with things that are going on in the next level. I did get the suggestions for other things that are appearing in the dome. However, most of them are probably going to come into effect a little later on, probably next session. So we'll see how that works out, and we'll get another request from you at that point and see what other fun things perhaps we can come up with. All right, so thank you very much for joining us. It has been an interesting and gripping session as we've met some allies and fought some serious foes. So we will see you next week on Monday, and thank you very much for joining us, and take care.
Yay!